This is the third year that we have come together and stood together to promote public education in the Lima City Schools. And we started this because we needed to give ourselves a voice, and we needed to combat the blatant attacks on public education coming from the local, state, and federal policymakers. The constant push for the expansion of school vouchers, the funds proposed to make such expansion reality, the different set of rules for non-public schools versus public schools, these are all part of an effort to erode public education. And today, the threat is much more real as urban school districts, like the Lima City Schools, face constant public scrutiny and even state takeovers because of a faulty state grade card system that leads the public to believe that the schools are failing. But in reality, our schools are not failing. We are not failing. We are producing graduates who go on to do great things in professions across the spectrum. We yearly award nearly $3 million in scholarships. Our students are winning state and national awards and getting all kinds of unique and life-changing experiences. And despite what one overall grade on a state report card says, we're making huge gains even within the inequitable grading system. We have schools that are rising to the top, like right here at the South Science and Technology Magnet School. It earned an overall B on the state report card, an A in gap closing measure, and it's been named a high progress school by the Ohio Department of Education for 2 consecutive years. We have schools that are closing the gap, Liberty Arts Magnet and West Middle School, with Fs in the gap measure closing last year, and today they have As. We have students performing beyond where they were predicted to perform by the state, and we have a career tech program earning an A in post-program outcomes, meaning almost all of our career tech students are going on to jobs, apprenticeships, or post-secondary education. And we make these gains within a grading system that rewards districts existing in wealthy communities and punishes those whose families sometimes struggle to survive. It is a system that not only erodes schools, but cripples communities, as we have seen in Youngstown, Lorain, and now East Cleveland. See, that's our staff member. Letting everybody know what they think. This is a grading system that does not take into consideration poverty, other struggles our families face, or students with special needs and circumstances. 23% of our student body are students with disabilities, and 21% of that 23 are required to pass the same state test that every other student is required to take. And if they don't, the school district is punished for it with a failing grade. But while it's unfair, there is no place else that we would rather be. We do not want to be in other communities. We love our community and the diversity that is the Lima City Schools. We love our students with special needs and we embrace them fully. We strive to help struggling families with extra classroom help, free meals, food pantries, full-service health care center, and connecting them with community resources. We want and are eager to serve students who come through our doors no matter what the obstacles are that are before them. We'll tackle those obstacles together because that's what good school districts do, and that's what public education is all about. Along with the larger assault on public education, we know that we have our share of naysayers right here in the community, naysayers who put down the district, the staff, the students, and the families, but we know the real truth about the Lima City Schools, and we have seen over and over again that once someone truly experiences our school district, they see all the love and the spirit and the wonderful things that are happening here, and they want to be part of the family. This is why we designate next week to highlight all we have to offer and all that our students accomplish in the classroom, in the labs, on the stage, behind their easels, and on the playing fields. Celebrate Public Schools, experience the Spartan Pride will be the week of March 25th with activities going on throughout the district. As always, the event of the week is our district-wide open house, open to the public from 5 to 7 p.m. Tuesday, March 26th at Lima Senior High School. A few of the highlights would be free meals by our Spartan Inn culinary students, a tour of the building. You can visit the building and all the program booths. Every school and district program will be recognized and represented. You can visit career tech labs and academic classrooms, and we'll have student music groups performing in the gym all evening. Student art exhibits will be available, and coloring contest winners will be announced. The Lima Senior High Land Rover will be on display. You can meet our school resource officers and our canines, and there will be fun activities in the library. We're going to have a new kids zone for games, face painting, and information about preschool. We'll have tips for testing. We'll have foreign language demonstrations, and you can visit one of our classrooms that will have been turned into a safari. And you could also register for the next school year. We have more than 60 prizes to give away throughout the night, thanks to the generous partners who have donated. Plus, the first 60 children, hear this, to come through the door will receive a free comic book from Alter Ego Comics. A big thank you to Lay Insurance and the Lima City Technology Department. They donated Echo Dots and 2 Chromebooks to give away as grand prizes. Stop at the prize table to enter to win prizes throughout the night and pick up a punch card. Visit each location on the card and return it for a chance to win one of our grand prizes. And finally, I want to thank all of the amazing partners who donated prizes to help make our open house possible. Alter Ego Comics, Black Lace Hair Salon, Bobby Q Grill, C&T Design, Crosshairs Lima, Dominion Energy, Fresh and Faded, Gordon Foods, Husky Energy, Lee Insurance, Liberty Arts Magnet, PTS, the Lima Senior Athletic Department, the Lima Senior DECA, Lima Senior Spartan Inn, Lima Sporting Goods, Love Lima Campaign, Smith Bond, the Met, the Veterans Memorial Civic Center, Western Sizzlin, and the West Ohio Food Bank. We are thankful for these wonderful supporters. Among those supporters is a new group of residents and leaders in Allen County who have come together to support our school district and our city. And at this time, I invite Peggy Ihora to talk more about this new and very important initiative. Peggy is
Thanks, Jill. Several months ago, John Rockhold, our good friend, had called and asked if I would be interested in being part of a group that would look at a book called Our Towns. And he had told the group that he was asking to join that he would give everybody a copy of the book, ask us to read, Jill was part of that group, read the book, and then get together and talk about what we thought we could do as a group to be one of those towns that were featured in the book. They were kind of like Phoenix towns that had seen some desperation in their times and then came out of it with a number of factors, and it had to do with living and food and all of those things that all great communities have. And at the end of the day, we had met for several months. Our group got a little bit bigger. There's members here today, Erica, Byron Sullivan, the mayor, who am I missing? Barb Jackson's over there. We had kind of expanded our group of people that we thought were familiar as we got to the education piece of it, because at the end of the day, it all came back to education. You could talk about downtown redevelopment, we talked about beautification, we talked about housing, we talked about all the things that we think ail us as a community. And one of the most glaring things to us was the fact that what ails us is an F on the grade card. And it wasn't as a group that we thought, what can we do to help fix the Lima City Schools? Because that's not the issue. The Lima City Schools don't need fixed, but the grade card system does. And so we decided as a group that we were going to take on helping.
That's me. Are you
we decided that we as a group were going to take on the issue of the Lima City Schools grade card and what we could do to help. There are a lot of industry leaders who are part of this group who were like, can we reach out and find places for people to have internships and opportunity and to see things, inside businesses, to give them opportunities. So we have a little group that said, okay, let's do that. But at the end of the day, how do we help address the grade card? So we're doing that both locally by getting people not only into industry, but to tell the message of the Lima City Schools, but also to the local legislators and the state legislators to say, to send messages both personally and from our businesses that we believe that the grade card system is what's hurting the economies of cities like Lima, Ohio. If you take a look at the systems, you look at the groups of schools that are on that list, it's a lot of urban cities, and we're all in the same boat. And until we can take the F away from the city school system, we will have a hard time getting people to invest in the city of Lima. So that's what our group is going to do, and I guess the message that we bring here today to all of you is that we do believe in you. We believe in the Lima City Schools, and we want to do everything that we can to help take you forward.
also very lucky to have the support of our mayor, David Berger, and so I'm going to ask him to come forward and say a few words.
Well, it's great to be here once again with all of you, and I think it's absolutely vital that our community come to know in a very intimate way what it is that's being done in the Lima City Schools. And I applaud Mrs. Ackerman for the work she's been doing to get the word out, to dive deep into what it is that this grade card represents. Because once you get past the front page, the top page, and you really understand the measurements that are portrayed there deep inside it, you can only come away admiring what in fact is going on in the Lima City Schools and applauding all the efforts that are being made. And so it's been although I've been a parent of children that have come through the Lima City Schools and had an incredible experience here, I was a layperson in terms of my understanding of how those metrics worked. And I think that's the case with 99.9% of the folks in our community, is that people just don't understand because it's highly complex and it is just not something that most people are going to spend time on. But it's essential if we're going to, in fact, appreciate what's happening here, support what's happening, and ultimately derive the kind of community benefit that we want, which is to welcome back into our community folks that appreciate education and want to see their kids and their families thrive. So it's been a good effort, I think, the last 6 months to get this issue out in front. We've succeeded with the Lima News in a very serious way. They took an editorial position that supported change in that report card system. We've engaged with the state legislators so that represent us, and we're going to continue to work on this issue because what is portrayed on the top page is false. It's just absolutely false, and we need everybody to appreciate the true richness of the activities, the staff, and the student body of the Lima City Schools. And I appreciate this day to be able to join with you all and celebrate what's happening here.
Thank you. So right now I just want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for coming out here today. And then we will be happy to take any questions that you guys might have.